Benzodiazepine expert Heather Ashton observed in 1995 that benzodiazepines could blunt the emotions in general, producing emotional anesthesia. She reported, former long-term benzodiazepine users often bitterly regret their lack of emotional response to family events during the period that they were taking the drugs. Ashton also observed that the drugs could precipitate suicide in already depressed patients. Great Britain's Committee on Safety of Medicines, that country's drug monitoring agency, recommended in 1988 benzodiazepine should not be used alone to treat depression or anxiety associated with depression. Suicide may be precipitated in such patients. The most interesting evidence for use at the trial had come hot off the griddle, secret FDA documents that had come into my hands. Data from the Spontaneous Reporting System. The FDA's Spontaneous Reporting System, now called MedWatch, consists of a computerized record of all reports sent to the agency concerning adverse drug effects. Many of the reports come from drug companies as required under FDA regulations, and many come spontaneously from other sources. During the early and mid-1990s, when these studies were done, almost all spontaneous reports came from practicing physicians and from hospital pharmacists, but nowadays an increasing number also come from consumers who have had bad experiences with drugs. In an in-house executive summary written for the FDA's Division of Epidemiology and Surveillance September 19, 1989, agency official Bob Wise compiled and analyzed all reports sent to the agency concerning halcyon and Xanax as causes of hostility, including anger or rage, aggression, and some actual assaults and murders. The paper was meant for FDA eyes only, but was somehow obtained by attorneys involved in halcyon litigation and passed on to me. In his unpublished paper, Bob Wise stated, more such reports of this type have been received by the FDA for triazolam halcyon and alprazolam Xanax than for any other drug product regulated by the agency. Reporting rates, which adjust for differences in the extent of each drug's utilization, reveal much higher ratios of hostility reports to drug sales for both triazolam and alprazolam than for other benzodiazepines with similar indications. The public health importance of these reactions lies in their severity, with occasionally lethal behavior unleashed in the context of large population exposures as the popularity of both drugs continues to rise. The computerized reporting system was sending up flags for an unusually high rate of violence from halcyon and Xanax, including a reaction in which a 57-year-old woman fatally shot her mother 2 hours after taking 1/2 milligram of triazolam halcyon. Wise further explained that the rate of violence on halcyon was even greater than that on Xanax. At the time, Xanax and halcyon together were among the most widely prescribed psychiatric drugs in the world, and Xanax continues to be extensively used. Wise found 113 reports of suspected halcyon-induced hostility. Xanax was next with 79 reports. No other drugs came close to halcyon and Xanax in regard to reports of drug-induced hostility. Among 318 other medications, the vast majority, 75%, had only 1 or 2 reports each of hostility. The pattern seemed obvious. In comparison to other drugs, halcyon and Xanax were causing a great deal of destructive behavior. Wise summarized.